Hey, yo, peace one two, what's up, y'all? Yours truly, D Prime 215 here. If you're watching this and you enjoy it, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to yours truly. I say that because I post rather frequently, so if you like this, you might as well subscribe because there won't be a 9 month gap between this video and the next one. All right. So anyway, here we are. I know it's been a little minute since I made a video of me on camera just speaking to y'all. Just been running around a lot. Life is life. That always comes first. Anyway, what I'm talking about for this video is John Cena's heel turn. Now, you know me, I'm a wrestling fan. I don't live under a rock. I know everyone, their aunts, uncles, cousins, and all of them have been given their 2 cents on, John Cena's heel turn. And I don't mean that in a way to devalue their perspectives as well, because I watch that stuff as well. And I think it's all good. It's generating a lot of conversation, and that's ultimately a good thing, right? So my 2 cents on this here, you know what I'm saying, knock on wood. Here's how I feel about the whole thing, right? So, we're more or less in John Cena, as far as I know, this is his last year as a at least full-time in-ring performer, or perhaps ever as an in-ring performer. Unless someone comes with a bag big enough that he can't refuse. So we'll just treat this like this will be his final year of wrestling. My whole thing is like, why now, right? Like, why after 20 something years now? Now, we could look at it and say like, okay, Cody Rhodes has become the face of WWE, like the face, not so much face as in like name in of itself, but face as in like a face character. Because if you look at like the most recent reign when Roman Reigns was champion, he was a heel that people loved. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't necessarily like a super heel per se, but he definitely was a heel. But like we all love Roman Reigns because he was just one of the greatest champions we ever had, right? So for Cody to be a face and also be, the face of WWE, at least within my opinion, I'm sure a lot of people would agree with that. It's like, okay, now Cena has got to a point where he could officially or safely rather turn heel, and they have someone else who can do, a lot more of the positive things like, Make a Wish and all the community things that WWE does, because that was Cena's, to my understanding, that was a holdup. That's why they never wanted to turn him heel, because he was involved in so many community initiatives, all of which are good things here. But they didn't want to make him heel and then have him do a Make-A-Wish, because it'd just be awkward. You know what I mean? He'd be just doing heel stuff to people and whatnot on TV, then turn around and because the kids are super impressionable, right? And I'll hold that thought as far as kids being impressionable, right? So the situation in Elimination Chamber, he turns on Cody, aligns with The Rock, and Travis Scott was there. Now, about Travis, man, so a lot of people have been, very angry with Travis, and here's my take on it, right? So, I saw people over the last few weeks talk about the whole Travis Scott thing and say a bunch of mean things, which I understand, but given that, it appears now that Cody is not, injured to the point of potentially missing WrestleMania, I think they might have jumped the gun a little bit. And again, I understand tensions are high. He's a WWE champion. WrestleMania is coming up. So I understand the frustration that they had. But with all that being said and considered, man, when I look back at that whole situation with Travis, smacking Cody's ear open-handed and he injured his eardrum, that whole thing, man, Travis just seemed he seemed very nervous, which he seemed nervous and out of place. The nervous part I completely understand, because yes, Travis has done huge concerts. He's performed in front of hundreds of thousands of people. He's very popular. And I'm just saying that objectively, whether or not you listen to his music, you're a fan of it, I'm not getting into that right now. But Travis has done a lot of large arena situations. However, being in the ring with John Cena and The Rock within, let's think the last 5 years or so, that's a very big deal. That's no disrespect to Cody Rhodes, but I'm just saying John Cena and The Rock, because they've been larger names for a longer time than Cody Rhodes, you know. So to be in there with them and then, you know, they have you physically involved, he probably just got too hyped and was nervous, and you know, when he hit him, like he didn't understand the concept of a working punch, right? So Travis, like, I think it's quite obvious he is a fan of pro wrestling, but again, just from the outside looking in, he doesn't come across to me as someone who's like very like knowledgeable of like the psychology of pro wrestling and or like the inner workings of it. And he just wasn't really put up on game enough, and that's pretty much why that happened. Because I don't think Travis really needed to have any physical contact with anyone. I don't think most celebrities do. The only one who does and does it incredibly well is Logan Paul. But he's probably like the only exception. Like most celebrities are not really great at pro wrestling, objectively speaking, right? So yeah, I think like overall it was an unfortunate situation, very avoidable. But given the fact that it doesn't look like Cody is going to miss WrestleMania because he appeared a few times afterwards, and I'm going to get into a very important appearance in a minute. I don't think it's the end of the world. Travis, in most celebrities, unless they're professionally trained, you know, I don't know how that curriculum works. I'll let WWE and all those people figure that out. But unless celebrities have been trained and, you know, brought up to speed on how to have physical contact with other superstars, wrestlers, what have you, they shouldn't have any. Like beyond like a backstage segment or a handshake or something like that, cool. But no striking, not taking any bumps, not this. It's just, it's like that. Like stuff like that could happen. It could have been worse, but like, you know, good thing it wasn't. But like, you know, generally speaking, I don't think celebrities should have any level of contact like that, because I think there are other rappers who I'm not going to mention names. I don't want to make this a comparison thing, but I think other rappers and celebrities who might be a bit more knowledgeable on pro wrestling probably wouldn't have done something like that just because they know more about it. So that's what I got to say about, you know, Travis's involvement. So that's that part, and I also want to bring up another thing too before I get into the last part. So keep holding the thoughts I told y'all to hold earlier. But another thing that gets me about this heel turn, and I think more and more about it, is like, you know, like why now? But like, how long is this supposed to last? Cena, this is his last year. Is he going to turn? Is he going to be heel through WrestleMania? Is this going to end at WrestleMania? Like, how long? Like, he can't be a heel. Well, he can do whatever. But like, is he really going to be a heel for like the last year of his career? The entirety of it. I'm not totally digging it's gonna last that long. And also like it doesn't seem to me like it was his idea. I don't mean that like, you know, from a personal standpoint, like from a storyline perspective, it looked like it was initiated, encouraged by The Rock. So to me it's kind of like, are you turning heel because of some sort of pact with The Rock that you made storyline wise? Or is this really your idea? You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I wonder how all that's going to play out, because, you know, if Cena had turned heel in the past, like we could have had like a whole faction. Like Cena could have had CWO, Cena World Order. He wouldn't have called it that, but you know what I mean? He could have had that, right? So here we are now, the part I was telling y'all to hold y'all thoughts on. And I was saying like, you know, how kids could be impressionable. So recently in Europe, I'm drawing a blank on the specific location they were in, but I know they were in Europe recently for Monday Night Raw, and Cena, he came out, he cut his promo, more or less explaining why he turned heel. So I kind of understood where he was coming from, like of course storyline wise, saying like he felt like, you know, he was their puppet and he had to do all these things and he didn't really want to do them and he had to sacrifice a lot of personal time. All right, cool, I get that. The part that actually kind of threw me off the most was the fact he was like kind of like yelling, and for whatever reason, I didn't expect Cena turning heel to be angry. I thought he would be like one of those like mastermind, like evil heels, like when they turn heel and they're like, yeah, son, I'm heel now, and what? Like I thought he was just gonna be like extra gangster with it, but he was like kind of screaming and upset, and I was like, I don't know why this guy's yelling. It just, I don't know, that's just the way I felt. But yeah, the classic part, you know, The best part of the whole promo to me was when he called the kid toxic. Yo, I was dying. Like it. I think he might have started like a villain arc in the kid because you know it's gonna be one of those like iconic things. Like 10, 15 years from now, I want to see where that person grows because like that that was it was messed up though because like the kid had the whole everything. Yeah, the last time is now. The hat, everything was matched, and I'm like, yo, this kid is Cena'd out. You can't even see him. I know Cena, his character don't like you can't see me jokes, whatever. But like, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, like, why you come with the little homie like that, man? Like he ain't like he probably thought that was real. You know, like, we laugh because we know it's scripted and everything. But that kid probably took that to heart, man. He probably gonna hate Cena forever. Cena will have to make it right once he retires and all that. They need to do like a sit down table talk between those two. That's what I want to see, right? So, you know that was that. Cody came out. They had their situation and everything. But yeah, that was my big takeaway from Cena's promo on Raw in Europe. I was just like, you know, it was cool to see. Definitely caught off guard by him, you know, yelling, but you know that's what it was. And I'll say this as well. I'll do a separate video on WrestleMania, like a prediction between you know Cody and John Cena. But the thing I want to see the most out of this whole heel run and what I need, I don't know how many other people feel the way that I do. I would suspect not many because my perspectives are a little more nuanced at times than others. I need to see John Cena, preferably at WrestleMania, because I think this would probably be the best way to do it. He needs to have his entrance theme be Bad Bad Man, right? One time only at WrestleMania. It had Bumpy Knuckles come out and perform it. You know what I'm saying? Like for real hip hop, for real. You know what I'm saying? I think that would be ultimate. Mic in my hand, I'm a bad man. Like, yo, like, cause y'all probably really wasn't outside when John Cena used to have Freddie Foxxx with him on TV and everything. Like, I don't think y'all understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like me being a Primo fan and Gangstar fan and all that. So like, when I saw Freddie Foxxx and John Cena, like that had a different effect for me than like the average wrestling viewer who probably isn't, you know, as in tune to that as I would be. So, and side note too, John Cena been with the hip hop stuff. Heads don't even know him and Ninth Wonder got a song. It was on the Ninth Wonder Murs album, and he did the video for it. You know what I'm saying? Like in an alternate universe, John Cena probably could have been in the Justice League with Joe Scudder. You know what I'm saying? But that's another conversation for another day. But end of this, you know, I say like the TLDR, put it at the end. Essentially, John Cena turned heel. I'm surprised it happened so late. You know what I mean? Like, how long is this going to last? I need him to bring Freddie Foxxx back out at WrestleMania. Come out to Bad Bad Man. Yeah. And deep down, John Cena loved the kids. So, you know, 10, 15 years from now, they're going to have a sit down, I'm sure of it. Him and the kid that he called toxic. John Cena calling people toxic is just, that's crazy as hell to me. It's very funny. Like, why are you calling people toxic? That's a buzzword nowadays. But anyway, that's my take on it. How do y'all feel about John Cena turning heel? Are you happy, interested, confused, a mixture of all the above? Love it, hate it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Remember, we can't see John Cena. He can't see you, so don't take this more seriously than he or anyone in the business does. And yeah, have fun, be good, and I'll see y'all on the next one, and hopefully it's not another 2 or 3 months before I do another video like this. All right, be good, y'all. Peace.